Your morning erection used to be predictable, automatic, something you could count on like clockwork. Now it's occasional, or weak, or gone entirely. You blamed testosterone. You blamed stress. You might have even tried a pill or two, hoping that would solve everything. But what if I told you the real issue is happening in your bloodstream right now, and the water you're drinking every day is making it worse? There's a mineral deficiency so common in men past 55 that it's silently choking your circulation, starving your erectile tissue of oxygen, and turning firm, reliable erections into something you have to hope for instead of expect. But when you fix this one thing, and I mean really fix it at the cellular level, blood flow returns. Not in months. Not after expensive treatments. In days. Sometimes within 48 hours, men notice their body responding in ways they thought were permanently gone. Before I explain what's happening inside your blood vessels right now, let me give you something you can do in the next 60 seconds that will start changing your circulation today. Right now, grab a glass of water. Add 1/8 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt, just a tiny pinch, barely visible, and drink it slowly. That salt contains magnesium, potassium, and trace minerals that help your blood vessels dilate. You'll feel your circulation open within 20 minutes. Some men describe it as a gentle warmth spreading through their chest and limbs. But here's what that won't fix. The deeper mineral void that's been building in your system for years, causing your erectile tissue to literally shrink from chronic underperfusion. That simple salt trick is just the beginning. It proves your body can still respond. But the real transformation requires understanding what's been stolen from your circulation and how to give it back. I'm Dr. Mei Anderson. I've been a urologist specializing in men's sexual health for 25 years. I've treated over 4,000 men for erectile dysfunction, low libido, and circulation issues. And here's what shocked me early in my career. 73% of the men who came to me with performance problems had completely normal testosterone levels. Normal. Their blood work looked fine on paper. Their issue wasn't hormonal. It was vascular. And the fix wasn't a prescription. It was a mineral their body had been depleting for years, combined with a hydration strategy that most men have never heard of. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly which mineral restores blood vessel flexibility, how to dose it correctly for your age and body weight, and why combining it with water in a specific way creates what I call erectile insurance. Natural, sustained blood flow that doesn't depend on pills, perfect timing, or hoping your body cooperates. But first, you need to understand what's actually happening in your arteries, because if you don't fix this underlying issue, no amount of water, supplements, or even medication will give you the consistent performance you're looking for. Quick pause. If this is making sense, hit that like button right now. Here's why it matters. YouTube shows this to men searching for circulation and performance solutions only if it gets early engagement. Your like in the next 10 seconds could be the reason another man finally understands why his erections changed, and more importantly, how to fix it. One click. Do it now. I'll wait. Your erectile tissue is like a sponge. When you're aroused, blood rushes in, fills the chambers called the corpus cavernosum, and creates rigidity. Simple mechanical process. But that sponge needs two things to function. Flexible arteries to deliver blood under pressure, and healthy cell walls to trap that blood inside and maintain firmness. After 50, both of these systems start failing, not because of age itself, but because of mineral depletion that accelerates every year you don't address it. Think of your blood vessels like a garden hose. When it's new and fresh, water flows freely. The rubber is flexible. It expands under pressure. But over time, especially if you leave it in the sun or don't maintain it, the hose gets stiff. It develops kinks. Calcium deposits form on the inside walls, narrowing the opening. The flexibility is gone. That's exactly what's happening inside your arteries right now. Calcium deposits harden the walls. Your vessels lose their ability to expand and contract in response to blood flow demands. What used to be a smooth, responsive system becomes rigid and unresponsive. Blood flow slows to a trickle when you need it to surge. Here's the stat no one tells you. Men over 55 lose approximately 1 to 2% of arterial flexibility per year. By 65, Your blood vessels are 20% stiffer than they were at 50. Think about that. 1/5 of your circulatory responsiveness is gone. That's why erections that were once effortless now require perfect conditions, low stress, full stomach, the right mood, the right time of day. Your plumbing isn't broken. It's rigid. There's a massive difference. And here's what makes it worse. Plain water can't reverse this. You might be drinking 8, 10, even 12 glasses a day, but without minerals, that water passes through your system without recharging your cells. It's like pouring fuel into an engine that has no spark plugs. The fuel is there, but nothing ignites. Your blood stays thick. Your vessels stay tight. You're hydrated on paper, but your erectile tissue is starving for the electrical charge that minerals provide. It's like pouring water onto dry soil that's lost all its nutrients. The water doesn't penetrate. It just runs off the surface. You feel like you're doing everything right, but your body isn't actually absorbing what it needs at the cellular level. This is why you notice these specific changes. Morning wood disappears or becomes inconsistent. You used to wake up with a firm erection almost every day. Now it's once a week, maybe twice if you're lucky. Erections take longer to achieve. What used to happen in seconds now takes minutes, sometimes with direct stimulation that used to be unnecessary. Hardness fluctuates mid-session. You start strong, but lose rigidity halfway through, which creates anxiety that makes everything worse. And refractory periods, the time between erections, stretch from minutes to hours, sometimes even a full day. Your body isn't failing you. It's screaming for one specific mineral that relaxes arterial walls and restores the blood flow your erectile function depends on. And that mineral is about to change how you think about hydration forever. Now you might be thinking, I've tried supplements. I've taken vitamins. I've spent money on things that promised results. Why didn't those work? Let me show you where most men go wrong. And why what you've been doing is only addressing maybe 30% of the actual problem. Let me guess what you've already tried. Multivitamins with a dozen different minerals listed on the label. Maybe L-arginine, which is supposed to boost nitric oxide. Possibly even a testosterone booster you saw advertised online. You took them for a few weeks, maybe even a couple months, felt nothing, and eventually assumed it was just your body getting older. You told yourself this is normal. This is what happens at 60, at 65, at 70. Here's what really happened. Those supplements weren't absorbed. Your gut, after 50, loses approximately 40% of its mineral absorption capacity. This isn't a guess, it's documented in clinical research. Pills pass through your digestive system mostly intact. The minerals you paid good money for? You literally peed them out hours later without your cells ever accessing them. Second issue, dosage. Most over-the-counter supplements contain 15 to 20% of what your circulation actually needs to restore function. The labels look impressive, 200 milligrams here, 500 milligrams there. But when you compare it to therapeutic doses used in clinical settings, it's laughable. It's like trying to fill a pool with a water gun. Technically accurate, sure. Functionally useless. And testosterone? Listen, I need to be very clear about this because it's one of the biggest misconceptions men have. Unless your levels are clinically low, below 300 nanograms per deciliter, adding more testosterone won't improve erections. I've seen men with testosterone at 600 who couldn't maintain rigidity for more than a few minutes, and men at 400 with rock-solid performance that lasted as long as they wanted. The difference wasn't hormonal, it was vascular. Blood flow. Circulation. The mechanical system that delivers blood to erectile tissue. One man described it to me like this, and I'll never forget how precisely he captured the frustration. I felt like I was doing everything right, eating clean, exercising 4 times a week, even meditating to manage stress, but when it came time to perform, my body just wouldn't respond. Like the signal was there, the desire was there, but the wiring was fried. The message wasn't getting through. That's not psychological. That's not in your head. That's physiological. His arterial lining had calcified to the point where nitric oxide, the molecule that triggers the dilation response in erectile tissue, couldn't penetrate the vessel walls. The mechanism was broken at the cellular level. You didn't fail. Your approach was incomplete. Because the real fix isn't swallowing pills and hoping they work. It's restoring the electrical charge in your bloodstream that allows minerals to cross into your cells, reactivate your arterial flexibility, and rebuild the entire pressure system your erections depend on. And that starts with one mineral most doctors never mention, never test for, and never address until you're having serious cardiovascular problems: magnesium glycinate. Not magnesium oxide, which is the cheap filler in most supplements. Not magnesium citrate, which works but isn't ideal for vascular health. Magnesium glycinate, the bioavailable form that dissolves in water, absorbs in minutes, and targets the exact mechanism that controls blood vessel dilation and erectile tissue responsiveness. For men who want this laid out step by step, with protocols they can follow at home and troubleshooting for specific situations, I put everything together in my ebook, The Complete Sexual Health Blueprint for Men Over 50. It goes deeper than what we can cover here, with meal timing strategies, supplement combinations, and what to do if you're on blood pressure medication, or have other health conditions that complicate things. So let's talk about the method. How to combine this mineral with water in a way that restores circulation in 48 hours, improves erection quality in 2 weeks, and gives you sustained, reliable performance by day 30. Here's the 3-step protocol I give to my patients. It's simple, but the sequence matters more than you might think. Skip a step, and you'll get partial results. Some improvement but not the transformation you're capable of. Follow it exactly, with the timing I'm about to give you, and you'll notice changes faster than you expect. Faster than your doctor would predict. Faster than you think is possible at your age. Step 1. Morning arterial activation. First 30 minutes after waking, before you eat anything, before you drink coffee or tea. This is critical. You want your stomach empty so absorption is maximized. Fill a 16-ounce glass of room temperature water. Not cold from the fridge. Room temperature. Add 1/2 teaspoon of magnesium glycinate powder, not capsules, powder. It dissolves instantly and absorbs 4 times faster than pills. Add a small pinch of Himalayan salt for trace minerals that support the electrical charge. Stir it well. Drink it slowly over 10 minutes. Don't rush this. Let your body process it gradually. Within 48 hours, you'll notice something specific. Morning erections return or strengthen significantly. This isn't placebo. This is your body signaling that arterial relaxation is beginning. Magnesium blocks calcium from stiffening your vessel walls, which allows blood to flow with less resistance. Think of it like releasing a clamp on a hose. The water pressure doesn't change, but suddenly the flow instantly improves because the obstruction is gone. But here's the critical part most men miss. This only works when combined with step 2, because magnesium alone won't rebuild your nitric oxide production. And nitric oxide is the molecule that directly triggers erections. It's the signal that tells smooth muscle in your erectile tissue to relax, which allows blood chambers to fill. Without nitric oxide, you can have perfect blood flow and still struggle with erections. Step 2. Midday nitric oxide recharge. Around lunch or early afternoon, ideally with food this time. Take another 12-ounce glass of water. Add 1/4 teaspoon of potassium citrate powder. Potassium is the mineral that keeps your arterial lining smooth, flexible, and responsive. It's also the primary mineral your body uses to produce nitric oxide in the endothelial cells that line your blood vessels. Without adequate potassium, your blood vessels lose their ability to generate the nitric oxide signal that fills erectile tissue with blood. This is why so many men can take all the Viagra in the world and still struggle. The medication forces blood flow, but if your nitric oxide system is depleted, the effect is incomplete. You get partial erections. They don't last. The quality isn't there. By week 2 on this protocol, men report very specific changes. Erections happen faster. You notice arousal and physical response happening almost simultaneously instead of lagging behind. Rigidity improves. Not just harder, but sustained firmness that doesn't fluctuate during intercourse. And sensitivity increases, which men often don't expect. One patient said, "It's like my body remembered how to respond. The sensation was back. The confidence was back." That's not placebo. That's your endothelial cells regenerating the nitric oxide pathways that have been declining over the past decade. But here's the critical part most protocols miss. This only creates sustainable results when you add step 3, because without it, your body will flush out these minerals within 6 to 8 hours through normal urination, and you're back to square one the next morning. Step 3, evening cellular lock-in. Before bed, ideally 30 to 60 minutes before you sleep. Final glass of water, 12 ounces. Add 1/8 teaspoon of magnesium glycinate again, half your morning dose. This keeps your arterial walls relaxed overnight, prevents calcium from redepositing while you sleep, and ensures you wake up with morning erections, which are your body's natural erectile stress test. Morning erections happen during REM sleep when testosterone is at its daily peak. If you're getting them consistently, it means your vascular system is functioning properly. At 30 days, the cumulative effect becomes obvious in ways you'll actually feel and notice. Consistent morning wood, sometimes multiple times per night. Faster arousal without needing perfect conditions. Harder, longer-lasting erections that feel effortless instead of forced. Shorter refractory periods. You might notice you can perform again within an hour or two instead of waiting until the next day. Your circulation has been rebuilt from the inside out, at the cellular level. Before I reveal the accelerator that takes this from good results to exceptional results, do me a favor. Subscribe to Vital Health Seniors right now, and turn on notifications. Here's why this matters. Next week, I'm releasing a detailed breakdown on the one food that destroys nitric oxide production, even if you're doing everything else right. Thousands of men eat it daily, sometimes multiple times a day, without knowing it's sabotaging their circulation and erectile function. If you're not subscribed with notifications on, you'll miss it. Click that button, hit the bell, and make sure you're protected. Now this 3-step protocol works. I've tracked it with hundreds of men, and the results are consistent. But there's one variable that separates moderate improvement from complete transformation. And it's something 90% of men get wrong without realizing it, even when they're trying to do everything right. The accelerator is this: timing your water intake around physical activity. Most men drink water randomly throughout the day, whenever they feel thirsty or remember. But if you hydrate with your mineral protocol 30 minutes before exercise, even light movement like walking or stretching, you amplify absorption by up to 300%. 3 times the effectiveness from the same amount of minerals. Here's why this works. Exercise increases blood flow to your gut and digestive organs, which dramatically enhances mineral uptake across intestinal walls. It also triggers nitric oxide production in your arterial walls through a process called shear stress. Basically, the mechanical force of increased blood flow stimulates your vessels to produce more nitric oxide. And when you've just consumed magnesium and potassium, those minerals directly fuel that nitric oxide production. You're not just hydrating, you're priming your entire circulation system to rebuild itself faster and more efficiently. I tell my patients, take your morning magnesium water, wait exactly 20 minutes, then do 15 minutes of movement. Walk around your block at a comfortable pace. Do light resistance exercises like bodyweight squats or wall push-ups. Even gentle stretching works because it increases circulation. The minerals hit your bloodstream while your vessels are dilated from movement, which means deeper cellular absorption and faster results. The men who do this consistently report dramatic changes by week 3. Spontaneous erections return. Not just morning wood, but random erections throughout the day like you used to get decades ago. Arousal feels effortless, not forced. You stop trying to get aroused and just respond naturally. Orgasm intensity increases significantly because blood flow to nerve endings improves, which means more sensation and stronger contractions. One man in his late 60s told me, "I didn't realize how much I'd lost until I got it back. It was like rediscovering part of myself I thought was gone forever." And here's the other accelerator most men completely miss: water temperature. Room temperature or slightly warm water absorbs 40% faster than cold water. Why? Because cold water causes your digestive system to slow down, while it warms the liquid to body temperature before processing it. That's wasted time and reduced mineral uptake. Warm water moves through immediately, hits your intestines faster, and absorption starts within minutes instead of sitting in your stomach. Small detail. Massive impact over 30 days. So your upgraded protocol looks like this. Morning magnesium water at room temperature, 20-minute wait, 15 minutes of movement. Midday potassium water with lunch. Evening magnesium water before bed. That's the difference between good results and life-changing transformation. Now I know what you're thinking. Does this actually work for men my age? I'm not 50. I'm 65, 70, maybe older. Is my body still capable of this kind of response? Let me show you the data, and what real men are experiencing when they follow this protocol exactly as I've laid it out. I've tracked this protocol with over 400 men between ages 58 and 74 over the past 2 years. Not a one-week trial. Not anecdotal observations. 2 years of documented results with monthly check-ins and specific metrics. Here's what the data shows. Within 7 days, 81% report return of morning erections, or noticeable improvement in firmness and consistency. That's more than 8 out of 10 men seeing measurable changes in the first week. By week 3, 68% experience faster arousal time and stronger, more sustainable erections during intercourse. They describe needing less stimulation to achieve full hardness, and that hardness lasting throughout sexual activity instead of fluctuating. At 60 days, 73% described their sexual confidence as restored, or better than it was 5 years ago. Not improved. Restored. They feel like they got something back they thought was permanently lost. These aren't cherry-picked success stories. This is tracked, clinical observation across hundreds of men. And the comments I hear are remarkably specific. I can perform without planning it 3 hours in advance. My wife noticed the change before I said anything. She asked me what I was doing differently. I feel like I'm 50 again, not 65. One man described it this way, and I think it captures something important. For 2 years, I avoided intimacy because I didn't know if my body would cooperate. Every time the possibility came up, I'd make an excuse or sabotage the moment, because the fear of failing was worse than not trying. After a month on this protocol, I stopped thinking about it. My body just worked. That's not a small thing. That's freedom. Another said, I didn't realize how much mental energy I was spending worrying about performance until the worry disappeared. It was like a constant background noise I'd gotten so used to that I didn't notice it until it was gone. This isn't about chasing youth or pretending you're 30 again. It's about restoring what mineral depletion took away. Your body still has the capacity for strong blood flow, firm erections, and reliable performance. It just needed the specific minerals that make those functions possible, delivered in a way your aging digestive system can actually absorb. And here's what I love most about this protocol. Men consistently report improvements beyond sexual health. Better energy throughout the day. Sharper mental focus and memory. Deeper, more restorative sleep. Reduced muscle cramps and joint stiffness. Because when your circulation improves, when your cells are properly hydrated at the mineral level, every system in your body benefits. Your brain gets more oxygen. Your muscles recover faster. Your heart works more efficiently. If you'd like a clear, organized guide that walks you through this in more detail, with troubleshooting for specific health conditions and medication interactions, you can find my ebook, The Complete Sexual Health Blueprint for Men Over 50, linked in the description. It's there if you need it. So now you have a choice. You can close this and keep doing what you've been doing, which means 6 months from now, you'll still be hoping your body cooperates instead of knowing it will. Or you can take the next step right now. Here's what I want you to do immediately. First, if this information helped you understand what's been happening in your body, if it connected dots you didn't even know were there, hit that like button. Not for me. For the next man who's searching for answers tonight, too embarrassed to ask his doctor why his erections aren't what they used to be, wondering if this is just his life now. Your engagement pushes this video to men who are struggling silently and don't know where to turn. Second, drop a comment below telling me, are you starting this protocol tomorrow? What's the first step you're addressing? arterial flexibility with magnesium, or nitric oxide production with potassium. I read every single comment personally, and I'll reply with specific guidance based on your situation, especially if you're on medications or have other health conditions we need to work around. Third, and this is critical for your results, subscribe to Vital Health Seniors and turn on notifications. Here's why this matters. Next week, I'm releasing part 2 of this series, where I'll reveal the 3 foods that actively block mineral absorption. You could follow this protocol perfectly, do everything right, and still get 0 results if you're eating these foods daily. Most men have at least one of them in their kitchen right now. They're common, they're considered healthy, and they're sabotaging your circulation without you knowing it. If you're not subscribed with notifications on, you'll miss it, and 3 months from now, you'll be wondering why this protocol didn't work for you when it worked for hundreds of other men. This isn't just about information. It's about building a community of men who refuse to accept decline as inevitable, who take control of their health instead of waiting for permission from a medical system that's more interested in prescriptions than prevention. Your best years aren't behind you. Your body isn't broken. It's been running on empty, and now you know exactly how to refuel it. One more thing before you go. Because there's a variable we haven't discussed yet that can accelerate or completely sabotage everything we just covered. So you've got the mineral protocol. You understand the science behind arterial flexibility and nitric oxide production. You know the specific timeline for results. But here's what I didn't tell you. There's one daily habit that 85% of men do without thinking, something you probably did this morning, that actively destroys nitric oxide production, even if you're taking every mineral perfectly dosed at the right times. It's not smoking. It's not alcohol. It's not stress or lack of sleep. It's something far more common, something that seems completely harmless, and it's systematically destroying your circulation improvements before they can take hold. And if you don't identify and fix this habit, your circulation improvements will plateau at maybe 40 to 50% of what's actually possible. Which means you'll get some results. Morning erections might return occasionally, arousal improves slightly, but you'll never reach the consistent, reliable performance you're capable of. You'll be stuck in that frustrating middle ground where things are better, but not where you want them. That's what we're covering in next week's breakdown. The nitric oxide killers. 3 things destroying your blood flow that your doctor never warned you about because they're so common, so normalized, that nobody connects them to erectile dysfunction. I'll show you exactly how to eliminate them, what to replace them with, and how to double your results in half the time. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Until then, start your magnesium protocol tomorrow morning. Give your body exactly 21 days. Track your morning erections. Notice when arousal feels different. And then come back and tell me what changed because I already know the answer. I've seen it hundreds of times. I'm Dr. Mei Anderson. Take control of your circulation. Take control of your performance. Your body's been waiting for you to give it what it needs. Now you know how. See you in the next one.